which makes her happy to have wood at hand for her wood-burning stove. So that's about it.
Good, good.
Yeah.
What about you, KK?
Um, we went to pick out pumpkins today, and we took the little baby kitties and got pictures with them with the pumpkins.
You're kidding. That's funny. That's always fun. When are you guys going to stop doing that?
Getting
How
pumpkins
about never?
or taking pictures with the kitties?
Taking pictures with the pumpkins every year.
Oh,
Those are always some of my favorites.
yeah, probably never. We got some really good ones this year, and they have the kitties in them.
Hey, here's a funny little secret that I haven't that I thought you might enjoy, KK. I forgot to tell you today. Well, I couldn't tell you today because Brant was there. I picked up another kitty this week, and B doesn't know about it because it looks like the other kitties.
He'll never know, huh?
He may never know. He was in the barn, and there were 3 tabbies instead of 2, and he didn't even notice.
That's
So I'm gonna see how long it'll take him before he figures out.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
That's great.
But anyway,
Here.
my positive focus was that I had a really good weekend. We didn't really have anything major to do, and so we just spent the whole weekend just doing whatever we felt like doing at the time and enjoying, and it was just really fun.
Nice.
And my other positive focus is that Caroline is coming next weekend. So exciting.
I'm so excited. I just have to make it through this week. This is gonna be like a really rough week. But then I'm gonna have such a great time with Silver, so something to look forward to. Which I'm also very excited for.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Kathy?
Well, I have a lot of positive focuses, so I'll just give you a snippet of each one. The first one is my grandchildren, all 4 of them, just left 5 minutes ago.
and that's your positive focus?
No. The positive focus was they were here all. They were here. That didn't sound good, did it? But they were here all weekend. That's my positive focus.
That's the positive part.
Yeah. But I had to put that boundary that I have a 6 o'clock call. So, but anyway, so that was my one positive focus, and then another positive focus. And you guys don't even probably know who Bill Curtis is, but he's quite the celebrity. I mean, he's an Emmy Peabody-winning journalist. He was a news anchor on prominent TV station here in Chicago and East Coast for 40 years, so he's a big deal. And he's in our USANA business, and so USANA has assigned a senior writer to him because he's a person of because he's a celebrity and because he's a person of influence. So they have begun the interview process with him, and it's going to be published in all the USANA literature, blogs. So it's huge, and
Wow.
that's like a grand slam. And then the second piece of that, because of that, and because Bill is really interested in the publicity, we have strategized and really ramped up his USANA business in terms of outreach and growth. So that's huge. That's just really, really huge. And then my last positive focus is that because this is a business focus too, but because USANA is in 21 countries and the U.S. is the oldest, the growth in the U.S. the percentage growth is not nearly as steep as those in like new startups, like in other countries, brand new startup, it takes off. So anyway, USANA is selecting leaders in different areas of the country, and they've selected 4 in the U.S. to send out one of their executive mentors, and we've been selected. So we've got, and this is really to grow our business like huge in the next year.
Wow.
So he's coming out next month, and we're Carrie, Kyle, and I will be meeting with him, and then we'll be mentoring with him, and so he's mentored some of the greats within USANA. So we're ramped.
Yes.
Wow.
Should. Very
Yeah,
good.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Wow, Kathy. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you. It is. It's really
That
great.
is huge.
It is.
Now, is that about what professional success have you had that's on same caliber with that? Because that's huge.
None. Nothing. I mean, this is the big.
Did you guys capture that? That's the greatest thing. Like, that is the most impactful thing. Awesome, Kathy. That's so awesome. I want to make sure you capture that. Like, that is amazing. That's really, really amazing.
Yeah, we're very excited. Very, very excited. I mean, it's going to be a truckload of work, but it's going to be, I mean, we're ready. We're willing to do it, and we're great. So, I don't mean we're great. I mean, we're good to go.
Yeah. You're great, too.
Yeah, thank you. So, that's my stuff.
That's fantastic. My positive focus this week, I got to spend a really good week last week doing a lot of really cool meetings with really great people. Just got connected to a lot of really cool people, and I finally kind of captured like all the people that I was meeting last week. I would have never really had, or I had not previously had kind of the opportunity to meet up with a lot of them. So a lot of them were like old people kind of through my mentor in Chicago, and just kind of through EO, and just like a lot of like just really cool opportunities where at the end of the week I was pretty exhausted. Like I was completely out of it. But man, it was really intense and very, very cool, and just something that I felt really blessed afterwards to be able to do.
That's great. So what's the focus? Where are you going with all of those contacts?
It's hard to say. A lot of them went into a lot of different directions.
Okay.
But most of them had to do with the business, and just kind of ramping it up and like taking it to much larger scales, like much bigger stuff. Like one of them, even for example, I didn't even mention, like we go online with Groupon Tuesday or Monday at midnight. We go Groupon nationally.
Great.
So we made it
That's
through the well, it's huge in the way of like our sales were 4 times what the normal volume was in a week, just by that test market. And the test market was the national market is over 15 times the size.
Oh, that's
So we're expecting like a 60-fold growth or a 60-fold increase in traffic this week.
You're right.
That's fabulous.
Good.
So this is when everybody gets really excited, and then I bring the questions up of, hey guys, you know if the website can even handle 60 times the amount of traffic? How's customer service? You think Brian can handle all those calls? Do you think we can respond to all the emails we get? Mary, you got literally 10 times the amount of like requests through like group sales of things that we're cross-selling, not for what we had in Groupon, but just through other things that people wanted. That was 10 times what you normally handle. Now you're looking to go up 15 times from that. Can you handle that? They hadn't gotten quite that far. But we're all very, very excited now because it's going to be intense. We'll see how it all works out.
Well, that's great. That's what you're working for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So we'll see. Lots of good things.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Jeez, Dad. Dad, I like that you don't have a whole lot of background noise from me this time. It's pretty
Very
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got new headphones.
Got new
Yeah.
headphones from Dina. She says that she's fine-tuned this machine to make it this way.
Tell her it worked beautifully.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
So, Kay, tell us, what do you think about this John Maxwell fellow?
Well, I thought he was very passionate.
Well, that's a good word for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Real quickly before we start, I only have till 8 o'clock, just so everybody knows. So.
Okay. I like
Okay.
what you
Do it.
So. The two challenges in life are to find ourselves or our purpose, and then to lose ourselves. And our purpose is bigger than us.
Who's
How
who's
do we
the
find
singer? Can you guys hear a singer?
Yeah, who's singing?
DJ.
Huh.
Kathy, do you know about my singer?
No. Do tell.
It's like a radio you can't turn on.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool.
you just
Yeah.
belting
Hey.
out.
Kay, what did you take away from that?
Me?
Yeah.
Take away from this video? Okay. Well. Passion is the great energizer. It reminded me of a retreat I was on 2 years ago, I think. Where we talked about our natural high. And it reminded me kind of that. How it's your natural high, your natural energy, a great energizer is your passion.
So you at your retreat you thought about something that just naturally just made you on top of the world, and then you were able to figure out that hey, that was something I was passionate about.
Yeah,
Is that?
it was a retreat for Teen Institute, which is against drugs and violence and alcohol and stuff. So that's why we were talking about that. But yeah, it was kind of stuff that you like to do a lot. That it was your passion and give you a natural high.
I
So it
gotcha.
just reminded me of it. I also related to how if you don't have passion for something, it just takes away your energy. It doesn't give you any energy.
Drains you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dad, do you have any examples of that?
Just the one he gave, when he was counseling, and it took all the energy away from him. But yeah, we all experience that in life.
Mhm.
You experienced that while counseling, Dad?
No, not when I counsel, no.
No, I mean, are there any examples of you can think of in your life?
No, I'm upbeat all the time.
I think I noticed it when I would have to study at college, and I'd call Dad on a Sunday, and I'd go, I hate studying, and he'd go, well, I'm in the office doing book work, so, and neither one of us were, I guess, passionate about those things, studying and book work, so it was kind of tough.
Now think about that. Now, Grandpa doesn't do any book work, and now he's upbeat all the time, meaning he always does what he likes to do. So he's always full of passion. How awesome is that, huh?
And I do the book work, and I don't mind it at all. I like to organize it and make sure that it's put together. I think there's something about what was it? Um, Working with your strengths in this video.
What? Was there something like that? Hold on.
It was something like God-given gifts
What was
and
it? What was purpose? Purpose was there were two things that went into purpose. What was that again? Anybody remember the two things that went into purpose? Caroline?
Your strengths and gifts.
What?
Strengths and gifts and passion. That's three.
Because strengths and gifts is the same thing.
Yeah.
So those two things. So what you really like to do and what you're actually good at.
yep.
Guys, it reminded me of my dad. Because he loves to sing and dance, and it's bad. It's really, guys, you should. Okay, we're driving to school this week. We have three people in our carpool, me, Rachel, and Drake. And we're driving to school, and Dad's in one of his moods, you know? And
Busting it out in that front seat.
yeah, no, he's like, all right, so we have to find a song that we can all sing together before you guys have to get out and go to school. And I'm like, Dad, no. So he's switching through the stations trying to find a song for all of us to sing to, and he finds the national anthem. And Rachel's a freshman, so she doesn't know any better. But I'm a junior, and Drake is a sophomore. So Rachel and Dad just start singing the national anthem the entire way to school, and me and Drake are sitting there like, oh my gosh. It was so bad. It was so anyway,
Yeah, but it was fun.
I think that's fun. I think that's great.
it was fun, but it was bad.
That's great.
Anyway, so it just reminded me of things that people really would like to be good at, but aren't.
Well, consider this, Kay. I heard the national anthem all the way to Chicago and back. If you think it was bad just going to school,
Well,
because my radio I couldn't turn off.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
And I bet he loved every minute of it secretly.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
that's funny. Anyways,
I liked when he said, passionate people do it anyway. When it's not reasonable, they do it anyway. It's not possible. Passionate people do it anyway. Um, and it's true. And I liked that part. And then I was thinking about just anybody that's excited about things or high energy and high passion, people want to follow them. So it was nice that he had in there that you may not have something that you're super passionate about, but that's okay. You can, like, you may not be the leader, and that's totally cool.
yeah.
Like, you just, teamwork, what did he say? Teamwork equaled what? I don't remember what he said, but it was something really cool everybody liked. It was, just really, really valuing teamwork.
It says teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep.
And it said, how many people can realize a dream by themselves? If it's of big significance, meaning significance, right? He had a distinction between success and significance. Success, you remember what that one was? Okay.
Oh yeah. Hold up. Success adds value to yourself, and significance adds value to others.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's saying something that's really big that actually has a lot of significance, meaning it adds a lot of value to other people. It's very hard to do that on your own. You need a team.
What was that
All
light
it-
bulb I just saw, KK?
Wait, so I don't know if it was a light bulb because I don't know if it's right. Okay, so is it like a circle with only two things? So like, no?
Dad, hold on. Sorry, go on.
So it's like success. First, you have to add value to yourself, and then you go to, which is finding yourself, and then you go to significance, which you lose yourself, but you add value to others, and that value to others leads to somebody else finding success, who can then go on and lose themselves in significance to other people. Like,
It is a circle.
more of like
Hey, you just came up with the.
I don't know, like a pentagon.
That's, oh dear.
I don't hear anything.
Because you got your headphones on.
So Kay, a lot of this goes into like what I was saying, like on the 8th habit, because we talked a lot about the 7th habit, right? The 8th is finding your voice and then inspiring someone else to find theirs, which is basically what you just said, right? Finding your voice. He calls voice the same thing as Maxwell calls purpose, right here, okay? Now he says it's the intersection of three things: your talents, your passion, and then what's actually needed in the world being the other thing, which Maxwell kind of uses as an assumption that, yeah, hopefully the world would actually need it. Here, she belts it out, doesn't she?
I don't know.
And what the world needs. Yeah, because he said, what did he say? I want to do something that makes a difference with people that make a difference. I want to make a difference. How do you say that?
Do something that makes a difference
With people.
others at a certain time when it needs to make a difference.
Oh yeah, it was at a time that makes a difference. That's what it was.
I kind of rephrased it. Do something to have a legacy with others at a time when it makes a difference. They're kind of the same thing.
No, he was saying he wanted to leave a legacy, do something bigger than himself, and I think that's what interdependence more than So once you figure out that you're okay by yourself, then you're like, I want more. Want more for others. Want a better world.
Right. But tell me more about like losing yourself, Kay, because like he talked about losing himself and what that had to do with legacy.
Well, you give your purpose to something that's bigger than you, which means you have a calling.
Which means, when do you retire?
Never. When you die, when you're dead.
I will write no more books when I die. None.
It's over. OVR, over.
Over. OVR.
So Kathy, when do you want to stop having a relationship with Bill Curtis and, you know what, the heck with this USANA thing, you're done with it. Like retiring from that.
Never, never. I'm just so pumped. I'm so passionate about it, and yeah, never. And it's really, really interesting because I'm really an island among so many people, and I've really seen, you hear this from Tony Robbins, like if you're the smartest one in the group, you need to get out of that group. Okay?
Yeah.
So I found that's not even comfortable anymore, and getting into these new groups is very uncomfortable because I'm the least smart but I'm learning so much.
Yes.
But so many people, John, like our age, they're done. They're just, sitting on the porch or riding the lawnmower. They're just done. And it's like, I don't ever want to be finished. I don't ever want to stop sharing the message of health and wellness and changing lives and giving people hope. And it's great. It's just the best.
Correct.
Did you hear that passion there, Kay?
Yeah.
You wonder why Kathy looks so young. It's not just the wonderful supplements she takes.
But it is that too. Let's not.
It's that too. That's a portion of it. That's a portion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to think, how do you, when you go back to, Arnold Schwarzenegger, don't think about, what you want to be. Think, who do you want to be? What person? What kind of person? Wouldn't you like to be the kind of person that's full of energy because you're just so passionate about what you're doing that, all of a sudden, you're in flow all the time, right? We've talked about flow a lot. You get into flow, and before you know it, hours and hours and hours have gone by. You've been passionate the whole time. Whew, you sleep like a bear at night. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're ready you can't wait to get back up and do it again.
That's true, because I have to make myself stop. I'm so driven, I'm so excited. And it's really interesting because when I was younger, I didn't have this passion. This passion came to me, 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. And it's a gift. And so and the more I learn and refine my skills and the more personal growth, the more passionate I get, and it's just a win-win,
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That's awesome. Well, and it's like that, his dad was 97, and I'm sure his dad had plenty of passion before, or excuse me, 92. And I'm sure his dad had plenty of passion before, but he was still going. He's just I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it in this hallway. It was unreasonable. He did it anyway. And he probably one of the older people in his living facility.
And what did he do whenever he had the opportunity to do a third sermon and a third speaking engagement on Sunday? He wasn't like, oh, listen, I'm 92. I have my 2. I can't. You want me to get up early so I can go talk to your people before I do my other 2? Come on. I'm 92. Come on.
Right. It was yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I mean, it can hit all the time, and it's like the Benjamin Button. You're never too young or too old to change or to do something different. And I think that's interesting, because I think some people can get caught in their age when it doesn't make any difference, really.
Because why does Kathy have more energy right now than what you had when you were younger? Not because of obviously age, because that didn't follow.
I didn't have the passion when I was younger. My energy wasn't an issue, but I was a different person. I was needy. I thought I needed a man. I didn't know. I came out of the Ozzie and Harriet thing. I Love Lucy and all that kind of stuff. So, I lacked the passion. I just felt that I needed to be taken care of and all that kind of stuff. And it took, it just took tons of heartache and growth and, stamina to bust through that image. And age was a huge, huge factor. The last 5, that has been a big hurdle for me to overcome because so many of my peers have stopped. And it's like,
So what did you have to do?
Pardon me?
So what did you have to do? All your peers. What made you go on?
Well, my passion is what drove me, and then I had to change the people that I was spending my time with. That was the key.
There.
We didn't share values.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you catch that, Kay?
Mhm.
And honey,
Right.
that's so important, even at a young age, like whatever your values are, and if other people, let's say you like somebody and they're trying to pull you away. You're so way ahead, and you've done so much growth and personal development, and you choose your friends wisely to align with where you're going and your values, and um, you'll be very grateful that you did, and you'll have a rewarding, amazing life. Because I will bet that in terms of maturity and personal growth and introspection, that you are way ahead of your friends at school.
That could.
I think
And
I think Kay's got some fabulous friends from all over, because at her party there were people there, and a lot of them did not even know each other. But
Oh,
her mother was telling me about all of their accomplishments that the other kids had gotten. You know, so
yeah.
Kay's got a lot of fabulous friends. You know,
Yeah, I'd say Kay does a really great job of that, because it, there was a time that you didn't have as many friends, and it was really tough because they were all getting catty with each other. But KK
Mhm.
stuck with her values and was like, I'm just not going to be friends with them. And if it means I don't have any friends for a little while, well, it kind of sucks, but I don't want to get caught up in okay, I need to be pressured into bullying this one, or talking about that one behind their back so that I can fit in, because it was so shallow. And it's good that Kay's got such a good moral background that she stuck with her guns. And and it's interesting because she inspires me, and she's much younger. And I've got other people that are older than me, and they inspire me. So I think it does just have to do with choose the people you're around that have values that you want to emulate or that you need in your life. Um, I just, uh, a friend of a friend just posted on Facebook. She got married last year. She's my age. She's 30. She got married when she was 29. And as soon as she got married, she started having these really bad headaches. And it's been a year later, and she now knows, long story short, that she's got brain cancer. And she has about 6 months to live, tops. And one of the things that she kind of put together a video and she sent it out. And one of the things was she stopped spending time with anybody that didn't matter as much. That she spent time with people that she loved, people that um, lifted her up, people that she wanted to be around. Um, and so it was easy to weed people out, because she's like, if I've only got 6 months, I'm not spending any time around these um, negative people, the people that pull you down. And she said, man, I wish I would have learned that sooner.
Mhm.
But yeah, you
okay.
never know when your passion's gonna hit. You never know when you're gonna go. You never. So I thought
Dad,
that was.
Dad,
oh
did you
yeah,
ever have to change your friends?
oh absolutely, absolutely. When I was supplying beer for a bunch of people that would stop by and help me drink it. And then I realized that I was only drinking maybe one, maybe two at the most out of a case of 24. And I realized that, that's not the people I really needed to have around. So we quit buying beer altogether because it wasn't that big of a deal to me. But, so many people fall into that, whether it's people that smoke, people that drink, people that do drugs, you know.
And then
Those
your
are things.
friends, they stopped coming around when you stopped buying beer?
Yep. 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 That's just one example. Yeah.
Hmm.
I was just talking with JP the other day because I noticed we went out to see him and everything, and he was drinking and smoking quite a bit. And I told him, I says, you know, one of these days you may get an ultimatum like I did, where you're told that, you know, we don't have that much money and it's either milk for the babies or beer for you. Well, he said, I don't think I can give up my beer or my cigarettes, you know. So,
But that's all right to give him that example. That way,
So, so Kathy, have you had to change out your friends
Oh,
other than just most
absolutely.
recently? Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's difficult, um, and I think it has been a slower process than it could have been because of the emotional attachment of the
yep,
familiarity. And it's like I felt like I'm kind of it was just unhealthy relationships. I'm trying to bring these people along. I'm trying to carry them and help them and encourage them. And um, in fact, I just took 2 weeks. This is a perfect example. 2 weeks ago, my husband Wayne and I, we just took Parker out to our old neighborhood where we lived 10 years ago for about 10, 12 years. And we were on a lake and everybody's got a boat and all this other kind of stuff. And Parker's 10 now, so he loves fishing. So I called one of our old neighbors who we're really, really close friends with. And they were probably one of the people in the neighborhood that was the most affluent. Okay. So we sat out there that afternoon on the boat, and I sat there for 3 hours, and Parker had a wonderful time fishing, and it like glared me in the face how, and I don't say this in an air of superiority, but how I've just outgrown that relationship, and
yep, yep, yep.
and you know, and Bob, the guy with us, all he could do was talk about all of his money, and he says, I'm retired and it's great. I don't do anything. I don't get up in the morning. I just read the paper. And it's like, it was terrible. So anyway, that's kind of a long answer, but it was really hit me right between the eyes, and there's a sadness about it because I like them as people, and yet
yeah.
there's nothing there. And you know what? It reminds me of too, like of a relationship, a romantic relationship. It's really difficult because it's not all black or it's not all white. Like you have a romantic relationship and there's a handful of really, really great things, but then there's some things that are key, that are value conflicts, and you stay in that relationship because of the feel good. So it's really hard, but the best thing for growth is to get out of it. And I know it's easier said than done, but I just think it's huge when you can see that and apply that in your life.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know, it's
Hey,
just like Lee Iacocca said one time when he was taking over Chrysler and was trying to change Chrysler. He said, you know, every 15 years or so, you need to really shake up your life and change things. And just like you're talking about your move, you know,
Yeah.
that would be a big change. Changing a job would be a big change, you know, whatever. But you really need to change things up because a lot of times when you do that, you see things from a different perspective and it helps you grow in the direction that you really want to instead of just staying with familiarity like you were talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you this. Let me throw this out to everybody. So what do you think? How do you accomplish that when you have when you see yourself outgrowing members of your own family?
Tough.
Hmm.
Tough.
Like your immediate family that you live with, or
Your immediate family that you live with, and it can be your extended family too. Let's talk about both.
Dad, what do you think?
I think it's very, very, very difficult, but I think it's something just like I was saying. You know, if you find yourself in a situation where your values and their values, but like you also pointed out, Kathy, nothing is black or white. It's all gray, different shades. So it's just a real tough one. Family is thicker than anything, and that's what you want to try to nurture as much as possible. But you can't let it hold you back. I'm lucky I've got one sister out of 9 living siblings that I relate to a lot, and I think we have a lot of the same outlook as far as trying to help others. And when I see the other siblings, I don't see that desire so much. So you try to be on a friendly relationship with them, but you really haven't got that much in common with them. So I mean, what can you do? I mean, you just do what you can and try to live your life the way that you think it's best for you to live it. Because if you're wanting to still be of value, significance, and help others, and the others are more concerned about themselves. And it's just like the topic that I talk about every once in a while. I see people where they can go on a vacation and they can go to the beach and they can sit on the beach for a whole week. I went to Hawaii with Fritz. I went to the beach while he went to work, and so forth. Half an hour of sitting on the beach, that was all I needed. Absolutely all I needed. I started walking around trying to get into trouble. It's how you're made. Right, Kay? I mean, what you're made of and what you want to do with your life. And this Maxwell tape, I've seen it once before and thought about it, and seeing it again, it just kind of makes you know that, like Terry said, my sister I was talking about, she says, she was talking to her 6-year-old granddaughter, and the granddaughter asked her, "Ma, why do you spend so much time trying to help others?" Because she's Cub Scout leader, Boy Scout leader, 4-H leader. She runs the catechism at church. She runs the vacation Bible school. I mean, she's in charge because people will say, "I'll help you," but none of them will take the reins, and direct it. So she has for many, many, many years and everything. And her reply to the 6-year-old was, because, that's what God wants us to do, is to help others. And I think that, if you have that mindset of trying to be significant, then, anybody that's going to not help you is just not people that, you need to spend time with, even if it is family. Let's hear Fritz and Anna's comments.
Yes.
Anna, do you have anything on that?
I don't know of anybody that I really outgrown so much. I think with all my cousins and things, I think they're we all change at different ways. And so there's some that I wasn't so close to before, but I get closer to them now. Then in 10 years, I may not be close to them again. Um, but just the different changes in their lives. But like um, John Paul and I used to be really close, but then he was not of I was going to go to college and he wasn't of college mindset. And so he wasn't going to go to college. And I think that kind of put a little wedge. I think I thought that I had outgrown him then, but now he's got a family and he's super happy. He's passionate about his family. And who's to say in 5 years I won't be where he's at now and just really excited about family, and maybe there'll be something someday that we can relate with each other about. So I think with family, you might outgrow them sometimes, but then it might come back around, and you just kind of find what you at family reunions. It's fun to find what you do agree with them about, or what you can relate with them about. So, because I think everybody's got their different, strengths and that kind of thing, and um, so yeah. But I don't have any like immediate family that I outgrew. I know with Jeffrey, an old boyfriend, it took me a while to figure out that he wasn't the best fit for my life, and I let him go, and that was, of course, extremely difficult. Um, but it was definitely for the best, and we're now able to be friends again, and and I think that was just part of God's plan. But that was, like you had said, Kathy, a romantic relationship where it was like it was it made me feel like I was abandoning him or something, but it wasn't. It was just letting him free so that he could find somebody that fit him better. And he's got a really great girlfriend, and I've got a really great boyfriend, and we're doing fabulous. And we were able to talk last week and just have a great conversation twice or three times, and it was like a valuable resource for each of us because we both knew each other. And but that's been year and a half to a long time. So I don't know. I think with stuff like that, maybe it goes around and comes around. What do you think, Fred?
Everything is constantly changing, that's for sure. Everything is constantly changing. Fritz?
For me, I want to keep my response relatively short because I know, Kay, you have to leave in less than 5 minutes, and I don't want to leave. I don't want you to go without us prizing you and us
Yes.
doing goals. So I tell you what, I'll hold my response if you guys don't mind until we do our goals and we prize, and then Kay, you can jump.
Okay, can I just say something on this subject real quickly?
Yes.
Please.
Okay, so I think I've experienced sort of what you're talking about, with like outgrowing family members, and I don't know if I've really outgrown it, but I think my outlook on some of the things that they think about is different. So sometimes, for example, somebody will say like, I have to stay home because I have to do this and I have to get this done, even though I'd love to go with you guys because it'd be so much fun. They're just holding themselves captive to being here and doing this. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, if you really want to come, then you can come. We have the entire rest of the evening. You can stay home and do this. They just feel like that's what they need to do. But it's like things like that and other things where I'm just sitting there and I'm like, really? Come on. It's just some of the things that I've learned on these calls. I just kind of take it as a learning experience, kind of like a reminder for me.
Yes.
So when I think like that, then I can know, oh, this is why I'm thinking like this, so why don't I think like this, because I'll have time to do it later or whatever. That's just one example. But.
Yep.
So, goals. So I'm thinking next week we won't have a call because me, Anna, and Grandpa will see each other. Fritz, are you going to be at the baptism next weekend?
I will not.
No? Okay, well, I'll be on the road next Sunday.
Okay.
And so I think we'll just do goals for this week and the next week.
Nice.
That
2
way we
weeks.
can be accountable for both of them. Okay, so I'll go first so everybody can think or whatever. Reading the first beginning, like the first beginning of 7 Habits I did. And golfing 3 times. I did that once because it was really, really cold here. It was 30 degrees this morning when we left for church.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Brr.
Yeah. So I didn't go outside to go golfing except for today. Okay, and one page on website, I spent an hour and a half trying to do that. And then Dad spends at least a good 45 minutes trying to figure out how to do it, and we can't figure it out. So that's not completed, but we figured out some things that are very minor, but nothing. No. And my list, I got that completed. So, okay. So my goals for next week are in the 7 Habits book, they have little baby steps at the end of each chapter that you can do. So I'm gonna have one baby step that I think can apply to my life the most, and I'm gonna have one of those each day for this week, and I'm gonna focus on that for the day. So that's one of my goals, and then yeah, I'll have to think about the rest. And then for the next week, I'm gonna read Habit 1, and I'll think about the rest.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anna, 2 green drinks and run 6 times.
I had 1 green drink and I actually walked 4 times instead of running. I got up and I got moving, but my knee was hurting, and so I I was out and I was about, but I didn't actually run it. So I'm going to continue with um, getting up every morning early with the intent to go out and get moving. There was a couple mornings where it was raining, just pouring cats and dogs. So I didn't do it, of course, those mornings. But yeah, I'm gonna continue with that because I really like the way my days go when I wake up early and just get out of the house and get moving and then come back, and I don't know, I like my days better, and so I'm gonna do that. And then I want to have at least 1 water every day at the office, and this will be like a 2 week thing, of course. Um, and then my one that's for both weeks, and then my one for this week is just to uh, get as much done on the house for when you guys come as I can. So I'm gonna kind of spend all my extra time working on the house and doing all the little things that I can take care of without a whole bunch of help.
Okay. Kathy, work out 4 times.
Well, after a disastrous week the week before, I did accomplish that, so I feel good about that.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
You know what? I'm going to drop dead and have a heart attack if I don't get serious about this and consistent. So, yeah, that's good. And then next week, I have a goal to meet with my son-in-law, who's a personal trainer, and he's doing some circuit training on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm going to do that circuit with him a couple times a week, and the other 2 days do some strength training. So stay with the 4 days, just change it up in terms of what it is.
So strength training 4 days?
No, strength training 2 times and circuit 2 times.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. You've
Sorry.
already got them scheduled and everything.
I'm telling you, that's what I need. Need the structure.
Put it on the
Yes.
Yeah. And then the other goal that I have is for my my business, and that is to refine and my vision just needs, with all these things that are happening, my vision is expanding, and I need to be able to refine my vision and my mission so that I can articulate it in a, because it's changing, so I've got to change it. So that's my goal to get. I've been working on that, and I'm getting it done next week.
Excellent. That's
Good
cool.
work.
Are you going to keep those same goals for the next week?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Dad, what are your goals the next 2 weeks?
My goal last week was green drinks, and I did do very well with that. And I think this next 2 weeks is going to be green drinks 5 times and working out 4 times. And that's not only with the shoulder, but also the stretching and the elliptical. Because I had a real good workout this morning, and I need to get back into it.
Good.
So
Cool. So that's 4 green drinks every week for the next 2 weeks, or excuse me, 5.
green drinks are 5 times and workout 4 times.
And that's each week.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, Fritzo.
And for the next 2 weeks, Kay, I'm going to, every day, I'll either work out, meditate, or do yoga. One
Very
of those
good.
3.
Self-bettering every day.
I'm sorry?
Self-bettering every day.
You can say self-bettering every day, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I know you do that like on a daily basis, but I know it. Okay.
All right, Kay, I'm going to prize you real quick, okay? Because I know you have to go soon. So you ready? So Caroline, you're the kind of person that will set up the calls, be very thoughtful on the calls, listen to everything that John Maxwell has to say, and very thoughtfully put together all the things that he talked about, and you connect the dots between other things. And you can really take it in when other people kind of act out of consistency with how you see successful person after successful person after successful person that we kind of will watch on the calls. You'll start to see, well, you do start to see the trends, because success leaves clues, and you see that. And you see when that's not happening elsewhere, and you take mental note of it. That's a very, very, very evolved way of thinking and a way of doing things. So I think that you are far, far, far beyond your age, and I think you are a very advanced young lady.
Thank you.
Dad, you're the kind of guy that'll use a good example of beer drinking buddies and a way to upgrade friends by simply just losing a stimuli. I think that's completely and totally awesome. Thank you for kind of like giving that one to us. That was an outlier I wouldn't have thought of. So thank you for bringing in a completely different example to something that's very familiar. Anna, you're the kind of person that can really relate to Kay. And I really appreciate the fact of how well you and Kay are able to kind of get along, and how you both, I can see, inspire each other. It's very cool to see. And Kathy, you're the kind of person that will share with us and recognize you having like the largest business week of your entire life. Like really, like when it comes to like this, it seems like this video is extraordinarily timely for you because like literally like you really know what your passion, your purpose is, and you've completely lost yourself to it in an extremely positive way. Like it's so much bigger than you, and you're seeing your legacy happen. And I think that's just a fantastic thing.
Thank you.
I do too.
And
And I'm the
Dee,
kind
you're
of
the type.
yep, and I'm the kind of guy who will oh boy, who really appreciates being on the call with you guys. You guys inspire me every single week. This is my favorite meeting of the week, and I have a lot of them. So thank you guys for doing this call with me each week.
Sometimes I write mine down.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Dad, you go next.
Oh, Dad, you go next.
Kathy, you're the kind of person that just inspires me because, like we talked, not too many people our age are motivated, inspired, whatever you want to say, to actually continue to do something. And that's something that I find very desirable in people where no matter what the age, they're wanting to constantly do something for others and themselves, to grow themselves. So,
Thank you.
very good. Anna, you're the type of person that kind of keeps me on my toes, that tries to make me become something better all the time, and that's what I need is a good kick in the butt a lot of times. And I try to do the same to you. KK, you're just an inspiration because, like Fritz said, you are the person that seems to be growing probably more than the rest of us and everything. And I'm so happy that, you're my grandchild. Fritz, you're the type of person that's always inspiring and motivating all of us to do the very best we possibly can all the time. And we all need that mentorship and everything. And I'm the type of person that needs all the help I can get because I'm still looking for that purpose that stands out more than others. It's just like I've always said, I'm still looking for a good job, even though some people think that I found one. But I still think that, I'm constantly changing, constantly wanting to grow, and always looking for something that I can actually do and influence more people as far as helping them. So.
Cool, yeah.
Very good. Go for it.
Well, KK, you're the type of person who sought out being Eunice's godmother, even though that kind of was a time and a situation where there was a lot of family uncertainties. You jumped up and said, I want to be her godmother. I want to take on that responsibility and be there. And that showed just a lot of strength and a lot of faith on your part. And so you're the type of person that will step up and answer the call. Fritz, you are the type of person who is an asset to almost every situation. You always have, you've done a lot of, spent a lot of time, your 10,000 hours learning, and I I appreciate that you've done that and you can kind of relate to all different situations. Um, and so you're the type of person who's an asset to every situation. Um, let's see. Dad, you're the type of person who's giving and very generous to family and friends, even ones that you may have outgrown or whatever. You see family as, blood's thicker than water, and families, supremely important than other relationships. And you're still giving and generous to all your family. You're that type of person that people can always count on. Um, and Kathy, you're the type of person who is very value centered, and it comes across in all that you do. And I just I just really enjoy your passion and how you share that with us. It's so inspiring.
Thank you.
And I'm the type of person who um, um, I'm the type of person who gets a lot out of these videos and who gets a ton out of meeting with you guys every Sunday. It's also um, one of my favorite things always. And so I really appreciate that everybody, comes because I really enjoy this time.
Agreed.
Yes.
Okay, can I go? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Grandpa, you're the type of person who finds the many joys in life and enjoys the singing of DJ, and you are the type of person who passes on your experiences so that others may learn from them in the future. Fritz, you are the type of person who is very positive and makes others feel their best, and you find the best in others, and you make others feel very special. Um, Kathy, you are the type of person who finds many opportunities and captures them, and I think it's very inspiring how you capture um, all of the experiences you have with your grandkids and your family, and it just makes me want to capture them with my family too. You're the type of person who is very relatable, and you get very excited for others, and you can share in their joy, and you are very ambitious, but you always complete your ambitions. And
Thank you.
I'm the type of person who finds relaxation and growth on these calls.
Nice.
Good for you, Kay.
Well, I guess I'm up.
It's all you, Kathy.
Well, Kay, I mean, I can just echo everybody's sentiments, but I would like to be specific to each one of you. And Kay, I, I just stand in amazement how teachable you are and how much wisdom that you have attained at your young age. And so, whether it's through these calls or your own personal reading, whatever it is, I not only see you learning it, but I see you living it and applying it. And I think to do that as a teenager you're in 1%, the top 1%. And I would just pray that my grandchildren would follow in your footsteps. I'm certainly going to use you as a young example to them. And yeah, I'm very impressive, and you're just an amazing young girl.
me too.
And John, it's like, oh, this is just great for you and I, because I would say back to you the things that you said to me. You know, being the same age, I mean, you're a pillar, you're full of wisdom, and you're an inspiration to me because we're both wanting to grow. You're wanting to grow and to find your passion and to keep looking inward and outward is an inspiration to me. So I really admire that, and it's great to have a fellow traveler at this stage of our lives. And then Fritz, I would say that I've always just been crazy about you from the get-go. You have an amazing personality, and I really admire your drive that whatever you're going after, whatever business, whatever relation, whatever it is, that you have an unquenchable drive. And with that drive, I think the passion of it serves as an inspiration to your team and to us on this call. So I'm grateful too, like everybody else, to be part of this call. And it's just great. And Anna, I just absolutely love your warm-heartedness, and the same thing, as young as you are, to have the wisdom and the teachability, and to have learned. I really loved what you said tonight about learning from relationships, about getting out of a relationship that wasn't good for you, even though there were some good things, and that takes a lot of strength, a lot of wisdom, and at your age, you know, I haven't seen too much of that. So, and you're such an encourager to everybody, and you build people up. So I'm grateful for you and the encouragement that you are to me. So thank you.
Oh, thanks.
And then lastly, I would say I'm the kind of person, I'm just simply going to ride the wave of my passion and take as many people, including my 4 grandchildren, along with me. And I'm going for it.
Get in that flow.
That's it.
Good for you, Kathy. All right, Kay, if you need to go, you can go ahead. I wanted to know a little bit more, Kathy, from you about kind of like what kind of experience you were kind of looking for when it came to like family and like kind of outgrowing them and what to do. You know what I mean? At that point.